If they have anything, they have Akankwasa, the executive director of NEMA. Personally, I had to move up to his office to challenge him to issue a statement. And I was in his office when we addressed the press. He's on record saying they have never issued an ASIA report for him. Environmental, social impact assessment is critical before you tamper with any sensitive ecological zone like Nachivuo. Nachivuo is a major draining area, corridor for that area.
The city is now in a crisis, and I don't think traders would find you sensible at such a time to be shifting blame.
It's not about shifting
what
the
is
blame.
prudent is fixing the problem. Is there a fix to the problem?
You have to first diagnose the source of the problem. Who is responsible? Who is culpable? Then you take action against those particular individuals.
Who is culpable here?
This is, I've told you. Hamis Chigundu is number one. Then you go to the people who authorized him, like
Hamis got a clean bill of health from the councillors.
And General Kaguta
You're the political leader of Kampala.
Yes.
So you take responsibility over your councillors, don't you?
If I've failed to take action against them, if they listened to my call, council was convened at my instance on 3rd of April, specifically to present a report to them. I presented a damning report about this, detailed one, a comprehensive one, about drainage channels, because we have a stretch of about 83 kilometers of the major drainage channels in Kampala. They are 18 in number. And we had issues with the implementation, implementation of the Kampala Drainage Master Plan, because we didn't have enough funds. It's 2016. 22 million US dollar per annum. That's the money which was supposed to be allocated to us. Then government failed, and I realized we were running short of time. And it dawned on me, it occurred to me that actually behind the scenes rather, government was colluding with harm to take over, to appropriate this drainage.
What is the sentiment riding through their minds? Is it about politics or it's about the losses? Samson, it's good you're catching up with traders who have been affected by the floods. What is running through their minds? Is it about compensation, or it's about the political barbs that have been thrown left, right, and center?
About what will happen if they speak on camera. That tells you a very interesting story. But let me speak to one of the gentlemen I have found here involved in the cleaning process. Kale, amazzi bwe gaatuuka wano gaakomanga mu buwanvu ki? Simon, I'm being informed that when the water came down here, it had the height of about 7 meters, and this is the basement of a second clean up the process. So
kumi nga zisikayo
muno mukoleramu abantu nga bameka?
Kati nze ndi kirina tulimu abantu 4 naye tukyakola.
Kati gwe cleaner ani akusasula, abasuubuzi oba nannyini cleaning? Kati kimuluka nga kimaze okuvaamu mwe mumaze ebbanga kimu cleaning, olowooza wano wanaddawo ne waterera ne wabanga bwe waali?
Wajja kuddawo waterere, wajja terera kubeera si gwe gusoose, kyali kibaddewoko.
Kyali kibaddewoko nga omulala teguna
naye okuva gwakolebwa kyasukkako. Yeah.
Before the redevelopment of the channel. Okolera muno?
Yes, sebo.
Business yo okola ki?
Business ya ntunda byakunywa.
Otunda byakunywa.
Nezona zaakubiddwa zaafudde. Bamwala nakusaako bizimbe. Naye kituufu, omuzimbi omutuufu yalisoose n'azimba omwalo gwo ne gukala, n'amanya amazzi we gaba gayitamu gatambula buwanvu bwenkana ki anika ebizimbe okusinziira ku mazzi we gakoma.
Simon, just a second. Simon, she is saying that nobody has any qualms about the development of the channel, but that it should have first we should have first had a development of the channel that is cognizant of the levels of water before we get to where we are. Can you just tell us that in English?
No, I can't.
You can't, but you're speaking English already.
I know, but
so kati ani waliwo omuntu yenna abagambye engeri gye mwekubidde omulanga mugwekubiddewa era ani gwolowooza alina okusasulira loosi zino?
KCCA yayiseeko muno naye omukisa ogwogera nabo obutereevu tebaagutuwadde wabula baabadde ku ludda lwa hamu kuba ffenna twabaddewo naye tebaatutuukiridde nga gwe bozze ne tufeesinga face to face.
Quite painful. Well, Lord Mayor, have you been downtown to assess the extent of damage and to commiserate with the affected traders?
I've called for a meeting today at Stay Hall, and I expect stakeholders to be there, the two ministers for Kampala, the executive director who visited the scene with the team yesterday. Now we are getting bits of the report that they never interfaced with the affected business community. But we are supposed to get the report today from the technical people. We also expect the speaker of KCC and the councillors, and also the traders themselves are coming to give us
getting to the root, because
CETA and others, they are all supposed to attend this today.
It appears as if even the political wing of KCCA is in disarray. At one point, you are blaming councillors, yet you are the one who is supposed to be whipping councillors. Who then should be responsible for these councillors?
Well, I am the superintendent, first of all, the political head of the city. Actually, if you are to dissect that, I don't whip only the councillors, the entire political leadership in the city, including the ministers. That is the irony. And there was that battle in Parliament during the time when we had Betty Kamya as the minister. They wanted that changed in the law, that the minister should be the political head as opposed to the mayor, the road mayor. But the status quo remained. It may be an anomaly, but that is the position, that the overall political head of the city is the road mayor. And it's the reason I'm telling you, I have summoned this meeting. The minister should be there.
Where then does Zahra come in? Because
she's the speaker who presides over council. She's the immediate supervisor of the councillors. So for me, I supervise all of them, but the immediate supervisor, because there are levels of supervision.
So was there collusion between the developer and your councillors behind your knowledge?
Well, for me, when you look at what transpired in the council and the subsequent sittings, there's something that cannot add up. Because I was almost lynched in one of the council sittings. It was that ugly. Because initially when council sat on 3rd of April, and I presented this report to them and called for criminal action to be taken against harm, action also, disciplinary action be taken against the then executive director, Frank Arusa, for having colluded with the harm, and for having hosted the meeting to cut a deal at the Lord Mayor's Parlour. Can you imagine they sat in the Lord Mayor's Parlour with some councillors? I took a swipe at them and I told them, please, this was too much to be taken in by myself. They sat at the Lord Mayor's Parlour and took a decision which was communicated on the floor there of the house.
Where were you?
I was there in the council. And when I presented the report. No, when they took the decision, when they first took the decision with the harm, they called the harm at the Lord Mayor's Parlour where they sat, without my knowledge. And I said, what? That was after we had issued the criminal summons against him to be prosecuted, because I issued instructions to management that time to take action against harm, because we had gotten a report from our team, the supervisors in Central Division. Harm was going ahead with the illegal operations, starting with the Jugula. which is a tributary to Nachivubo, going through St. Bali Kudembe, and also he had encroached on part of the access road to the St. Bali Kudembe Shrine. And I